All right, we're gonna do this for attempt number 3 of recording this video. Second one apparently had no sound. So if you watch that version, this one will be better if you're able to hear things. So, you know, it's been an exciting time with Bitcoin. We're cracking 15,000. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to go and zoom out a bit and look at the macro cycles. So I had an old trend line here from years ago. So this is a log chart, and so a straight line on a log chart means an exponential curve. And this chart, or this trend, went 46 months from January of 2015 over to November of 2018. And during that time, we of course hit the all-time highs back in December 2017, and that was 19,891. So I thought, well, what if things repeat? What if we get more another exponential kind of growth, which fits in with Plan B's stock to flow model quite nicely. And basically, the thesis of that is that an asset's value is related to the ratio between the stock of an asset and the flow of an asset. So in the case of Bitcoin, we now have 6.25 Bitcoins created every block, and that is the flow. And compared to the stock of 18.5 million, that gives you a ratio. You regress into a formula and you get a number. And he came out with, I think it was 288,000, and I had a video on that. So, I think we're in the ballpark, So we look at this previous trend. It went 46 months before being broken. And what happens in the next 46 months, and 46 months is almost 4 years, which is about one halving cycle. So I think there's a lot of congruency that makes a lot of sense between all those different factors. So, taking the low over here and projecting outwards to January of 2023, we get up to, about 50,000. So 47,696. And because this is a log graph, a little change here makes a big change. So that's 37,000, that's 56,000. So, it's approximate, right? But that is the baseline trend. Then we have the mania phase where things go crazy, when people say, oh, I'm missing the boat, fear of missing out, FOMO, moon time, all that stuff. And what happens there is you get a much bigger acceleration in the price. So in the last cycle, we had a base 11x run from the trend up to the peak. So if we have another 11x run from the trend up to the peak, we're looking at 181,000. Maybe if it's later in the year, we get up to 205,000. So, we're in that ballpark, that 200,000 to, 180,000, 288, in exponential terms, those are small differences. So, we are somewhere in there. Now, personally, I think because of the expansion of the mind share that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general have now compared to back in 2017, I think this mania cycle happens earlier. So I'm looking for it in 2021 rather than over here in 2022. So will that happen exactly? I don't know, but that's just my take on it. So bottom line is, I think we're going much higher in dollar terms. I think that people are going to be shocked at how quickly it happens. And the number I'm looking for is 250,000 or somewhere in that range. Now, personally, what I'm going to be doing is to start to rotate out of Bitcoin, starting at 125,000. And that doesn't mean I'm going to sell all my Bitcoin. I'm always going to keep one no matter what, just to have. But my amount above that, I'll start selling a little bit because you want to be selling on the way up. And I'm going to be rotating that from a volatile asset like Bitcoin over into a more stable asset, which will be somewhat debatable, in real estate. And, me and a couple of partners actually have a fund set up to do exactly that, where we can take in cryptocurrency from accredited investors and then turn around, buy real estate, create passive cash flow. That's much more stable. So, capital gains are great for creating wealth and terrible for keeping wealth. So, you make the money on the capital gain side, on the appreciation, on the speculation, and then you keep it on the cash flow passive investing side. So those are the two levers that work together in order to build long-standing wealth. So the great thing about about Bitcoin at $250,000 is that if you have 4 of them, you're an accredited investor just automatically, at least in the U.S. Other countries around the world have some similar rules, but their thresholds are all different. So, that's my plan, and I view it as almost, fate accomplished. But we just have to wait to see it unfold, because when you're talking these exponential curves and things happen, like you blink and it's there. So that's my take on it. We'll see what happens.